The Las Vegas Grand Prix is returning, and once again the spotlight isn't on the neon lights, the giant billboards, or the global spectacle. Instead, it's on a far more worrying question. Is this race about to repeat the same safety nightmare that embarrassed Formula One in 2023? Because behind the glittering surface, the grand marketing campaigns, and the massive commercial push lies a street circuit that many believe is fundamentally risky. And as we get closer to race weekend, teams, drivers, and analysts are raising serious doubts about whether the FIA is... Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is F1 Unpacked, your go-to spot for Formula One breakdowns, strategies, and everything wild that happens on and off the grid. Las Vegas is fast, extremely fast. It is a street circuit built for 350 kilometers per hour top speed runs. This isn't a technical track where corners flow naturally or where drivers have margin for error. Vegas is a layout created for show, for spectacle. We could be chaos and global embarrassment. Let's start with the most obvious issue, the track surface itself. Las Vegas is not a permanent racing circuit. Last year, the track surface was one of the coldest and least predictable of the season. Drivers were sliding from the moment they left the garage. The tires couldn't reach operating temperature. Pirelli warned that getting heat into the tires would be a major challenge, and they were right. An incident that shocked the world and damaged Formula One's reputation. A loose water cover ripped through the underbody of his Ferrari, causing massive damage and bringing the session to a halt. Sainz's car was destroyed, the chassis was compromised, the power unit took damage, and Ferrari had to argue with the FIA over penalty exemptions. Drivers will easily surpass 340 kilometers per hour, possibly even 350 kilometers per hour with DRS. That means a tiny steering correction becomes a spin. A small debris piece can cause catastrophic damage. And unlike circuits such as Monza, Baku, or Jeddah, where teams and drivers have years of accumulated data, Vegas is still new, unknown, unpredictable. Drivers don't have muscle memory here. Engineers don't have long-term metrics. The risks on the strip are magnified by the fact that this is essentially a newly built high-speed highway disguised as a racetrack. Another major concern lies in visibility. The Vegas GP is a night race, but the environment is nothing like Singapore. Singapore has controlled lighting. Monaco's lighting is uniform, but Vegas is a sensory overload. Flashing LED billboards, constant color changes, commercial lighting everywhere, moving and blinking advertisements, giant screens visible from the cockpit. In typical Formula One night races, lighting is stabilized to eliminate shadows and provide consistent visibility. Vegas, however, is visually chaotic. Drivers last year complained that the lighting conditions were unusual, bright in some sections, dark in others, disorienting reflections on the asphalt, and unpredictable shadow lines. In a sport where visibility at 250 kilometers per hour is already at the limit of human capability, anything that disrupts a driver's line of sight becomes a safety hazard, and Vegas delivers disruptions in excess. Drivers describe the experience as strange, unusual, and not clear enough during braking. If the FIA has not addressed these lighting inconsistencies, the risks remain high. Let's also address the track design itself. Vegas is mostly long straights joined by low to medium speed corners, meaning cars approach corners with extremely cold tires. The layout does not flow like Baku or Jeddah. There are many stop-start zones where a driver arrives at high speed only to face a sudden 90-degree corner with tires that are far below optimal temperature. This combination, cold tires plus maximum braking force, is notoriously dangerous. Drivers can lock up instantly. Rear instability becomes a threat, and any attempt to defend or attack under these conditions becomes risky. Teams know this, drivers know this, the FIA knows this, yet the challenge remains. Another underrated safety concern involves track runoff. Vegas simply does not offer the kind of runoff area needed for such high-speed sections. It is a street circuit boxed between barriers, curbs, buildings, and grandstands. There's no gravel, no open tarmac, no buffer zones. If a driver loses control, there is nowhere to go except into a wall. And unlike Monaco, where speeds are slower, or Singapore, where corners are tighter, Vegas has long straights leading into narrow braking zones. This is the worst-case combination for safety.
The FIA's preparedness last year came under heavy criticism. Miscommunication, poor inspection procedures, track delays, fan handling issues, session timing chaos, and a schedule that pushed drivers and teams into exhausting early morning hours. Fans sued the organizers after being forced to leave. The backlash was brutal. And now, the same question reactor. The FIA has been warned multiple times that pushing teams to operate in unnatural time slots increases stress and increases the risk of human error. A tired mechanic, a rushed marshal inspection, a misaligned safety barrier. These are tiny mistakes that can lead to huge consequences. Right now, fans aren't just asking who will win Vegas. They're asking the bigger question: will Las Vegas embarrass Formula One again? Or has the FIA finally done enough to prevent another safety nightmare?